And we're back. It's been a while, especially for me, but it's good to see everyone, and now that the endless E3 is over, we can talk about it. During the hubbubs, there were a couple of games that got overshadowed, but surprisingly, a very prominent announcement came from after the festivities.
Bloober team, the creators of the Silent Hill 2 remake, has announced that they are working with Konami to develop a complete remake of the first Silent Hill game. Technically, this is the second remake of the first game, if you count Shattered Memories, but with Team Bloober leading the game, Konami has high hopes.
Welcome to Necro News, the show where we cover the hottest gaming news from the last week. This week we'll cover up our talk picks from all of not E3, MatPat being a congressman, what happened with Dragon Age Veilguard, and a lot more.
Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you want more gaming news from us.
MatPat may be retired from making fan theories, but he's not out of the game entirely. See what I did there? After retiring from video creation last year, MatPat promptly shocked everyone on June 10th by announcing he will be working for the House of Creators Caucus within the House of Representatives. Caucus?
Yes.
Like caucus.
I don't know, look it up.
That's a fucking weird word.
What is that, you might be asking yourself? The House of Creators Caucus is a bipartisan group founded by Representatives Beth Van Doon, and Yvette Clark in order to educate the House of Representatives on issues relevant to social media.
Essentially, they're going to be addressing a lot of the big name topics that come up within content creation, like child safety, the usage of AI, creators' rights, stuff like that. And as such, MatPat will likely be the biggest face in the caucus due to his knowledge. And as funny as it would be to think that MatPat could be theorying all over the Congress,
hey, phrasing!
He's not actually a member of Congress, even if he does farm that aura.
LDR, MatPat is telling boomers in the House of Representatives how platforms like YouTube work, and in theory, making sure laws pass, dealing with how fast social media and technology changes stay up to date.
We don't usually do deep dives like this, but there wasn't really a whole lot of news that happened last week. Jason Schreier did a decent deep dive into it, so let's talk about what the fuck happened with Dragon Age Veilguard. Now, as many of you may know, it was an immense flop, and it was so bad that what occurred in the plot could only have been comparable to like a 2010s remake of a video game.
People should be out selling eggs and buying bread, but everything's just abandoned.
I know that. I know. You telling me what I can see.
It betrayed the lore so badly that even the Star Wars sequels looked good.
The game was expected to sell something like 3 million copies, but only achieved about half of that. And while there is certainly a lot to be said about why the game failed, I mean, look at it. Jason took the time to really dig into the information to understand exactly why the game did fail, and here's a brief timeline of what happened.
In 2014, Mike Laidlaw, the creative director for the Dragon Age games, began his plans for the next Dragon Age game, with the initial plans focused on being a smaller scale game than the last one, which is already crap. But then again, let's not forget this wonderful scene.
Sorry to disturb your rest, Inquisitor, but our Cullen, how's it going?
Is the Inquisitor awake? I thought perhaps we... Oh.
This is actually, I'm so sorry.
I cannot move my legs. There's something the matter.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Do you see this?
No.
And then shortly afterwards, in 2017, Mass Effect Andromeda came out. And well...
As you can imagine, EA saw the success of Overwatch, Destiny, and other live service games from that time period, and forced BioWare to create that Anthem game and ordered them to change the currently in-dev Dragon Age game to become a live service game.
Mike Laidlaw fucked off right after this, obviously upset with EA, and Matt Goldman then became the creative director, deciding to change the tone of the game to a more lighthearted one, to mesh with the now multiplayer aspect of the game, and it went about as well as you expected.
Then forward to 2020, and Hudson, the head of BioWare, and Dara, the executive producer, both leave. Presumably a panicked EA then reshifts the game from its live service style back to a single-player game. meaning that the entire game had to be effectively restarted from the story to the gameplay.
This caused so many issues, in fact, that in 2023, the Mass Effect dev team was brought on to help, which only complicated things further thanks to the Dragon Age and Mass Effect team having two totally different development styles. The clash between the two teams led to people getting excluded from meetings, tonal clashes, and yet another story rewrite, and just everything else you can imagine that would come with two teams that have never worked together being forced to work together.
To top it off, within the last year of development, the gaming industry layoff started as well as the voice actor strike, and this left the game in a tonally inconsistent direction. Which leads us to today, where BioWare is partially a skeleton crew from what it once was, and could very well close down if the next Mass Effect flops. So yeah, in short, it's EA being EA. We probably could have started off the story with, hey, EA fucked up. And that would have just been it. Splatoon 3 got a massive update, and a new Splatoon game was announced. If you didn't know this, don't worry too much because the only people who would have known about it are the people who use the Nintendo Today app, which is like no one.
The spin-off game is called Splatoon Raiders, and it was announced for the Switch too. Not much is known about it other than you will be playing as the mechanic and assisting the Deep Cut trio after they didn't fly so good while trying to make it to the other Spearhalite Island? Is that what it's called, Ellie? Oh. I thought you were into the Splatoonians.
I never finished 3.
Oh. Well, other than that, the only thing I can say about this is that it'll be a probably single-player game. And that, oh, boys. Look at her. Look at goddamn. She's hot.
And besides that, the Splatoon 3 update has been released with 30 new weapons, Urchin Underpass returning from Splatoon 1, a new stat for Anarchy battles so you can try out new weapons with people of similar levels to you, Switch 2 performance enhancements, and confirmation Switch 2 players can play with Switch 1 players. So yeah, exciting for anyone who's still into Splatoon. Which is not me, but maybe I should try to get back into it. We've covered the regional restrictions of Helldivers 2, Stellar Blade, and other Sony PC games before, but now we have some good news. Sony decided to lift these restrictions on any Sony published titles on Steam for the foreseeable future. So yeah, Sony can do some good things occasionally.
Going by the Steam DB pages for God of War Ragnarok, Spider-Man 2, Last of Us 2 Remastered, and Helldivers 2, Sony has removed most regional restrictions from the games on June 13th of 2025. And while some regional restrictions do seemingly still apply, particularly with places like Russia, for the most part, you're free to play Stellar Blade wherever you are. Alright, let's get into our top picks from not E3. There were a lot of them, but we decided on only picking 2 each, because otherwise we'd be here all day. For me, there was of course Beast of Reincarnation, which is Games Freak's newest game. It looks really good, and it kind of reminds me of Giga Wrecker, which I very much enjoyed. I'm wanting to know more about the gameplay, the game style, everything about it, but for now, I'm just going to put it on my high list. The second game was absolutely ill, which terrified Ellie. Mundfish, the creators of Atomic Heart, actually had teased ill way before Atomic Heart was ever even announced. And even early concept of Atomic Heart had a lot of the monsters from ill in it. Also, it looks like it's going to have the same kind of body shooting physics that Rage has, and that's fucking neat.
The first one for me is Lies of P Overture, which is a given because I like Lies of P and Bloodborne, so, you know. So of course I'd want to play the DLC. The second game is Mudang Two Hearts. Is it Mudang or Mudang?
You're the Korean.
I need to see it actually in Korean though. But anyway, it's a Korean military stealth game, which I don't care about the military part. But, I don't know, it's Korean, it looks cool. Also, there's a K-pop star that you play as, so that's cool.
She doesn't look like a K-pop star, though.
Yes, she does.
I didn't get that from that, but okay.
She's cute. That's all you need to know. But let us know what games stood out to you guys. No Bear the Life Banger this week. We couldn't find anything, and we were also super busy. But if you have any recommendations for the future, let us know.
But here are the games coming out this week. There are a lot. You got Gex Trilogy. You got Date Everything, Lost in Random, Tron, Crown Gambit, Rido, Robots of Midnight. Wow! I'm gonna be broke.
Wow. And here's our schedule for this week. We'll be playing Elden Ring except Wednesday when Booster's gonna be trying to beat as many games as he can.
But like actually this time, because I don't work on Thursday.
That's it for this week's news. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much. Make sure to put a star in the comments for, I don't know, Stellar Blade. And of course, a special thank you to all of our channel members for helping to support us. We probably should come up with like a members only stream or something at some point.
Yeah, no, we should. Anyway, until next time, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.